My advice to a young black man in America. Some of y'all may say, well, what qualifies you to speak on this subject? Well, I was once a young black man in America. So I think that qualifies me to speak on it. That doesn't mean I'm an expert, but it does mean I've been through what these young black men are about to go through or already going through. I can remember being 13 years old, growing up in the inner city here in Florida, and struggling to figure out who I was or what I would be. So I started hanging around with the wrong group of people, just trying to figure out what was it to be a man. See, in my upbringing, although I had a father, he wasn't present. So I had a strong mother who had to be both father and mother. But as a young black man, you need a black man to show you how to be a man. Now, I didn't quite have that. So I looked to people who I thought were successful, who I thought had it all. And those individuals were not quite the role models that you wanted to model your life after. So I fell into this, juvenile life where I ended up in jail at 13 years old, sitting in a jail cell on a Saturday evening, thinking to myself, what will my mom think about this? Now, since I was 13, not considered an adult, they took me to the juvenile detention center. And I had never been in anything like that. So I was scared. I didn't know what to expect. I just didn't know what to expect. But when I got there, saw a friendly face, one of the other young black men from the neighborhood that I grew up in. So it made me feel a little bit better. But I can remember that night laying in my bunk, asking God for help. And I basically said, God, if you get me out of this, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to turn over a new leaf. So that Saturday night, all of Sunday night, I was locked up in a juvenile detention center with a bunch of other young black men and men of other groups as well. So I can remember that Monday morning, I was going to court to see if I was going to be able to get out or they would keep me there for 21 days because that was the max they could keep you at that time. And they were preparing to take us over to the courthouse from the juvenile center, and they had us shackled like grown men. I mean, I was shackled in chains on my wrists, and it went all the way down to my feet. And I was in an orange jumpsuit. And the only thing I could think of when we were being transported over there, that I didn't want my mom to see me like that. That's all I could think of. I wasn't thinking about the 21 days that I could get, that I got to go back to this place and sit there. The only thing I could think about was, man, I do not want my mom to see me shackled like a prisoner. So we get to the courthouse, start the perp walk in. Look to my right, there's my mom. And I just couldn't handle it. Tears start rolling down my eyes. I didn't want her to see me that way, but it was too late. She saw it. Got in front of the judge. And the judge said, Mr. Fain, this is your first time, so I'm gonna cut you a break. I see your mom's here, but let me tell you something, son. If you come back before me in this court again, I'm gonna give you the maximum time that I'm able to give you. Do you understand that, Mr. Fain? And I said, yes, Your Honor, I understand. I said, Your Honor, I won't be back. And that day changed my life. So I'm here to tell you young black men out there, you better find out what's important to you. You better find a path that you can live with. Right now, we are headed down a path for a lot of young black men that are not good. See, we believe we got to be leader of men. Maybe that's one thing we need to do. But I think the more important thing we need to concentrate on is being a leader of our family. Being a leader of our family. I'm not so interested in leading men. That's just me personally. What I'm interested in is leading my family and being a good example for my family. We should start there. And we should not make excuses. A lot of us didn't have fathers in our lives to help guide us along the way. It takes a man to raise a man. I know. I've heard it before. And I made a lot of mistakes, guys. When I was younger, I made a lot of mistakes in relationships. I made a lot of mistakes just in life in general. But I learned. I can remember when I was in high school, I had a football coach. And that coach wasn't my father. But quietly, I watched him and I watched the things that he taught us about football and about life. And I gleaned some of that manhood from him. I can also remember in college being around other young men and watching them, the way they carried themselves and the way they acted. I gleaned how to be a man from that experience. I also, even earlier in my life, watched my mother work 2 jobs to raise 3 kids. And I was the oldest, and she put her trust in me to be able to stay home at times and watch my siblings. I gleaned how to be a man from my mother. I've had a lot of experiences in life, guys, where I've gleaned something from somebody else to help me be a better man. And I know some people have problems when people say young black man. Why can't it just be all men? Well, I'm a young black man at one point, right? I don't know what it's like to be some other man from another group. I don't know how to be that. I don't know what that is because I'm a black man. This is not something that has to be specific, but I decided to make it specific because that group of human beings right now, young black men, yeah, they're in big trouble, huge trouble in every aspect of life. So anything I can do to help, that's why I'm here. That's why I do this YouTube channel, so that I can help. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm here to help all people. But I know young black men are the most vulnerable in this country. We're the most vulnerable. So stand up, young black men. Take pride in your family. Take pride in getting out in this world and making a name for yourself, making a name for your family, taking care of your family, taking care of you. Not just from a financial standpoint, but from a mental standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, from a relationship standpoint, from a health standpoint. All of these things you got to take care of, and you can, but we got to prioritize right. We have to prioritize right. And I think that priority for me starts with God, and then my family, and then people. So it's God, family, and then helping others. And then, obviously, I want to build some wealth. Well, guys, I hope my story helped a little bit. I know a lot of us are out here trying to chase money. And I tell you what, guys, if that's what you want to do, I did it as well. But what I found was when I caught that money, I still was unhappy. See, money is not going to make you happy. It's not. Money is a tool. You use it to live a certain lifestyle or to do certain things for people, but it won't make you happy. You have to figure out how to be happy. The money won't do it for you. Women won't do it for you, or whatever else you're interested in out there. It won't do it for you. You got to go inside. That's where your happiness is. You got to figure out what makes you happy in there. Once you do that, man, that's the first step. Because I had to do it. And it took me a long time to figure that out. But I sit here today saying I figured it out. I figured out how to be happy. I figured out how to be happy just for me. You can too. Drop me some comments and let me know what you guys think. Appreciate y'all stopping by the channel. And if you're stopping by for the first time, please consider subscribing, share the video, smash the like button. Thoughts become things. You can see it in your mind. You can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness and never stop believing in yourself.